Well, we're talking this morning with the co-founder and CEO of Homes of Hope, Hilary Price. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Narita. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. It's so great to have you on because on Rima and our brands, we do hear the Homes of Hope advertising. And
Goody.
I've been wondering for the longest time what you guys actually do.
Well, that's a very good question. Thank you for asking.
You take it away.
Thank you for this opportunity. What do we do? We are very passionate about assisting children who come from very vulnerable trauma backgrounds, usually due to abuse and neglect, domestic violence, unable to live at home because of those reasons. And this was our starting point, was first of all, standing in arms about what the heck is going on in this country. And then, the good old fingers come pointing back at you and say, well, what are you doing about it? And so we wanted to put in our little neck of the woods, respond in a way that we felt was child-centered, and that perhaps we could help improve on the standard quality of care delivery and the lives that these children have to lead when they're not able to live at home. So primarily keeping the siblings together first and foremost, so they're not separated. Secondly, not just make sure they don't move whilst they're away from home, that they have a stable place to stay for as long as is required until a forever solution can be found, which is appropriate and safe and where they'll continue to flourish. So that's how we started. Early intervention. At the time, my special field was primary and early childhood. And so, it makes sense to actually invest early in lives and prevent harm early as possible, get into help families as soon as possible. And so to prevent the fallout later on in the life development of any child and family unit.
Yeah, it's really important to do that, isn't it? To kind of have that early intervention. So how are the children referred to you? Is it through Kāinga Ora? I mean, how do they come to you?
All our referrals now, initially we had community referrals as well. Excuse me. This frog is holding on. Initially community and Oranga Tamariki. Now, all our referrals for this particular piece of work that we do is from Oranga Tamariki. So these are for children who have to be placed under court orders for their protection.
Right, okay.
We have gone on, though, over the years, as we've continued to learn more and more about the impact trauma has on the development of a child and the family system. We've gone on to actually develop some therapeutic approaches. We now have a little home which is a dedicated therapy hub, and we provide child-centered play therapy, which is the most beautiful, gentle, respectful, child-centered modality, which allows the child to play through their experiences. The toys are the language, the toys are the words and the play is the language. And a trusted therapist builds the primary ingredient is that trusting relationship. So we're trying to restore disrupted attachment behaviors and build the intrinsic capacity and capability of the child through that healing process.
That sounds amazing, Hilary. So I noticed on your neck that you have a wee cross. Okay, how much does your faith play a role in Homes of Hope?
150 billion%. This was God's idea. He tapped me on the shoulder. I was involved in starting a shelter for children back in Cape Town in my previous life. We've lived here 31 years now. But unbeknownst to me, the Lord, I knew that he had a mission for us when we came to this country. And as it unfolded over time, he absolutely, this has been such a miracle journey, walking with God through the growing and learning and delivering and the ongoing journey of Homes of Hope. And I hope to have the time to start writing down all the amazing God incidences we've had over the years, because it is remarkable. And we know, so he first and foremost upholds us, strengthens us, encourages us, and gives us the hope that we need to continue, because it is very hard.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. So you are a charitable trust. So how are you funded? How do you keep going?
With great difficulty. No.
Oh,
It's a challenge for most of us in the charitable sector, obviously. Initially, it was walk by faith, zero, and again, that's just been godly provision every step of the way.
right. So
But
sorry to interrupt. So you don't get funding from the government then?
well, we do now. Yeah.
Okay,
So
right.
we have about a 50% of our costs in government contracts. And then the balance we need to fundraise.
Right.
So we do that through philanthropic grant applications and spreading the word and inviting people to partner with us in whichever way they possibly can.
Yeah.
And I always like to encourage people to think, just if we all just gave that little bit collectively, we'd make such a huge impact. And it's those reliable, regular donations that keep us going. In fact, we have people who started giving us $5 or $10 a month when we first started in 2000, opened our first home in 2003, and they are still donating to this day.
Wow.
Beautiful.
And some have managed to increase that, and then others have come on board, and that's just so heartening, because it also indicates the love of Christ through the action of people in our community who want to get in behind what we're doing and can't necessarily do the hands-on, but they're more than happy to be part of it in that way.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That is fantastic. Okay, so Homes of Hope, if that is something that resonates with you, then how can people kind of easily get in touch with you? Through the website?
Absolutely. So www.homesofhope.org.nz, and you can find lots about us there. And there's it's going to be a lot easier to navigate in the near future, because we're busy upgrading our little website.
Okay.
We also have a Facebook page, Homes of Hope NZ.
Okay.
And we put up a little news item every week, and there's lots of information on both of those platforms that people can find out a lot more about us. And we'd love to hear from everyone and anyone who's interested in finding more or has more questions.
That's
Okay.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Great. Thank you so
Hilary.
much,
Thank you.
Hilary.
That's lovely.
Really good to hear about what you guys do.
Thank
It sounds
you.
fantastic.
God bless you, and thank
God
you for the
bless.
work that you do in our country.